Alright, hey everyone, it's Mike Lipton here. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys some really simple basic audio editing. I'm actually going to be doing this in a program called Cubase, which is a digital audio workstation. You guys might be familiar with some other ones like Pro Tools or Nuendo, even Cakewalk or Fruity Loops. Pretty much what I'm going to show you today, you can do in any of those programs. Some of the buttons might be slightly different, but the idea behind it is all the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean up the beginning and the end of this track, and we're going to apply some fades. First, we're going to go to the beginning, and we're going to make that edit. So to do that, we'll use the timeline up at the top here and zoom in just by holding and scrolling down. Now, if you aren't sure where the beginning is, you might want to scroll over and kind of look at everything. And you want to give it a couple quick listens and check. So we'll listen here, and you can tell that around there it's people talking. Here, more talking. So this is probably the beginning of the piece right here, right? Okay. So since we know that, we're going to cut off all this other stuff and create a nice, clean, tight edit. So we'll cut probably up to here, and then we'll go back and this will create two separate things, and we'll delete the stuff we don't need. Now, if for some reason you needed that, you can always get it back because you can just click and drag with this file and it will bring all that sort of thing back. But we're going to make a nice, clean, tight edit here at the beginning. So now that we know where it is, we'll zoom in on the location. So we're nice and close. And then we're going to give it a quick listen and kind of figure out where exactly we want to make the edit. Okay. So you don't want it to be super on top of it, but you don't want it to be too much silence beforehand. So something like this, which is really about like a quarter of a second, is probably going to suffice. So we'll start a little bit before and give it a listen. I might back that up just a little bit and make the fade a little bit longer. You can adjust and create the fade by using this little blue triangle up in the corner, and the more you change it, the more of an effect it will have. So if I wanted to create a very long fade, I would do something like this, and you could hear that. Comes in really slow and weird. You don't want to do something like that for this sort of exercise, but maybe something like this would work. So we'll back it up just a little bit. Okay, probably needs to be a little bit tighter than that. So we'll probably do about half of that and bring it in. Okay, good. Now what we'll do is we will edit the end. So we'll zoom all the way back out and go to the end. Now again, it's very important to listen because maybe this is the end here because you can see it kind of goes to this quiet space. So it sounds like it could be the end, but as you can hear, it wasn't the end. It's a false ending. So you want to actually go and say, okay, well, if that's not the end, maybe it's here. And it's pretty clear that that's the end of the piece, and here's all this silence. So we'll kind of scroll in a lot of this. But you want to give it some room to breathe on the tail, unlike the front, because the instruments kind of breathe in the hall. There's that ambience, that reverb, if you will. So you want to make a nice long fade out. So if we zoom back in, you just want to listen. Say, okay, probably right around there is a good place. So once we know that, we will adjust our audio file to that point, and then we'll grab that little blue arrow again, and we'll kind of go right up it to where the music is, and we'll give that a listen. Okay, and then that's it. Easy enough.